Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Unreal English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. We're so happy you're here with us today.
On this channel, we help you learn natural, conversational English through real dialogues. If you're new here, welcome. We're so glad you found us.
And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for your continued support. You're the reason we keep creating these videos.
Before we start today's conversation, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our new content.
And if you find this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up. It's a small action that makes a huge difference in helping us reach more English learners.
Absolutely. Today we're going to talk about something that's both deeply personal and universally significant. We're discussing religions.
This is such an important topic because religion influences culture, history, values, and daily life for billions of people worldwide. Being able to discuss religion respectfully in English is valuable for cultural understanding.
Exactly. And we want to emphasize that we'll be discussing this topic with respect and sensitivity, recognizing that people have different beliefs and that all deserve respect.
So today, we're going to have a thoughtful conversation about world religions, religious practices and beliefs, while learning vocabulary for discussing these topics respectfully.
So, Sarah, I've been curious about something. What role does religion play in your life?
That's a very personal question, but I'm happy to share. I was raised Christian, and while I don't attend church regularly anymore, those values still influence how I think about morality and community.
That's interesting. Do you consider yourself religious or spiritual?
I'd say more spiritual than religious these days. I believe in something greater than myself, but I'm not strictly following one particular religious doctrine.
What's the difference between being religious and being spiritual?
That's a great question. Generally, being religious means following the organized practices and beliefs of a specific religion. Being spiritual is more personal. It's about your individual connection to the sacred or transcendent.
So you can be spiritual without being part of an organized religion?
Exactly. And you can also be religious without being deeply spiritual, just going through the motions without personal connection.
That makes sense. What about you? Were you raised with any particular faith? I was raised in a secular household, actually. My parents didn't practice any religion, so I didn't grow up with that framework.
Do you feel like you missed out on anything?
Sometimes I wonder. I see how religion provides community, meaning, and structure for many people. But I also appreciate that I was able to explore different belief systems without pressure.
That's a valid perspective. Have you explored different religions as an adult?
I have, actually. I've read about Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Judaism. I find the comparative study of religions fascinating.
What interests you most about studying different religions?
I'm fascinated by both the differences and the similarities. Most major religions share core ethical teachings. Treat others kindly, be honest, help those in need.
That's called the Golden Rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Exactly. That principle appears in almost every major religion, just worded differently.
It's beautiful how that moral truth transcends cultural and religious boundaries.
Definitely. What can you tell me about the major world religions? I know the basics, but I'd love to learn more.
Well, the largest religions by number of followers are Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism, though there are many others.
Can you give me a brief overview of each?
Sure. Christianity is based on the teachings of Jesus Christ, who Christians believe is the Son of God. The central text is the Bible, which includes the Old Testament and New Testament.
And Christians believe in concepts like salvation, resurrection, and eternal life, right?
Yes. Christianity has many denominations, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, but they all share core beliefs about Jesus.
What about Islam?
Islam was founded by the Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century. Muslims believe in one God, called Allah in Arabic, and follow the teachings in the Quran.
And they have the 5 pillars of Islam, correct?
Exactly. The 5 pillars are declaration of faith, prayer 5 times daily, charity, fasting during Ramadan, and pilgrimage to Mecca if possible.
That's a comprehensive framework for religious practice.
It is. Islam also emphasizes submission to God's will and living according to Islamic law or Sharia.
What can you tell me about Hinduism?
Hinduism is one of the oldest religions, originating in India. It's actually quite diverse with many gods and goddesses, though some Hindus believe in one supreme reality called Brahman.
So it's polytheistic?
It can be understood that way, though many Hindus see the various deities as different aspects of one ultimate reality.
What are some key concepts in Hinduism?
Karma, the idea that actions have consequences. Dharma, one's duty or righteous path. Reincarnation, the cycle of death and rebirth. And moksha, liberation from that cycle.
So the goal is to eventually be freed from the cycle of rebirth.
For many Hindus, yes. Through righteous living and spiritual practice, one can achieve liberation.
Fascinating. What about Buddhism?
Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, in ancient India. It's based on his teachings about the nature of suffering and how to end it.
The Four Noble Truths, right?
Exactly. Life involves suffering. Suffering has a cause. Suffering can end. And there's a path to end it, the Eightfold Path.
And Buddhists also believe in reincarnation.
Yes, though the concept is a bit different from Hinduism. Buddhism teaches about rebirth and the goal of reaching nirvana, a state beyond suffering.
What makes Buddhism unique?
Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness, meditation, and compassion. It's less about worshiping deities and more about personal spiritual development.
That's why some people say Buddhism is more of a philosophy than a religion?
Some people view it that way, though many Buddhists would definitely call it a religion with devotional practices.
And what about Judaism?
Judaism is one of the oldest monotheistic religions. Jews believe in one God and follow the teachings of the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible.
What are central practices in Judaism?
Observing the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday evening, following dietary laws called kashrut, celebrating holidays like Passover and Hanukkah, and for boys having a bar mitzvah at age 13.
Judaism has different movements too, right?
Yes. Orthodox, conservative, and reform are the main branches, each with different levels of traditional observance.
What about other religions? There's so many we haven't mentioned.
Absolutely. Sikhism, founded in India, emphasizes equality and service. Baha'i faith promotes unity of all religions. Taoism and Confucianism from China offer philosophical and spiritual guidance.
And there are indigenous and tribal religions around the world too.
Exactly. Every culture has developed ways of understanding the sacred and the meaning of existence.
What about people who don't believe in any religion? How do we talk about them respectfully?
Great question. Atheists don't believe in any god or gods. Agnostics believe we can't know whether God exists or not.
And those are both different from being non-religious or secular.
Somewhat. Secular means not connected to religion. Someone can be secular but still privately spiritual. Atheism and agnosticism are specific philosophical positions.
This is all so interesting. Do you think religious literacy is important even for non-religious people?
Absolutely. Religion influences art, literature, history, politics, and current events. Understanding major religions helps you understand the world.
Can you give examples?
Well, you can't fully understand Middle Eastern politics without knowing about Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. You can't appreciate much of Western art without understanding biblical stories.
That's a great point. What about religious holidays? Which ones should people know about?
For Christianity, Christmas celebrates Jesus' birth, and Easter celebrates his resurrection. Both are major holidays.
What about Islamic holidays?
Ramadan is the month of fasting. Eid al-Fitr celebrates the end of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha commemorates Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son.
And Jewish holidays?
Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. Passover celebrates the Exodus from Egypt. Hanukkah is the Festival of Lights.
What about Hindu holidays?
Diwali, the Festival of Lights, is probably the most well-known. There's also Holi, the Festival of Colors, and Navaratri, celebrating the goddess.
And Buddhism.
Vesak celebrates the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and death. Different Buddhist traditions have different observances.
It seems like light is a common theme. Diwali, Hanukkah, even Christmas with candles.
That's a beautiful observation. Light as a symbol of hope, knowledge, and the divine appears across many traditions.
What about religious practices? What should people know about how different religions worship?
Well, Christians typically gather on Sundays in churches for services with prayer, singing, and sermons.
And Muslims?
Muslims pray 5 times daily, facing Mecca, and gather on Fridays for communal prayer at mosques.
Jews worship on Saturdays, the Sabbath, right?
Yes, at synagogues. The Sabbath is a day of rest and worship from Friday evening to Saturday evening.
What about Hindus?
Hindus worship at temples and often have personal shrines at home. Worship, called puja, can involve offerings, prayers, and rituals.
And Buddhists?
Buddhists meditate, chant, and may visit temples or monasteries. Practices vary widely across different Buddhist traditions.
What about religious symbols? What do they represent?
The cross represents Christianity and Jesus' crucifixion. The crescent moon and star are associated with Islam.
What symbolizes Judaism?
The Star of David is the most recognized symbol. The menorah, a 7-branched candelabrum, is also important.
And Hinduism?
The Om symbol represents the ultimate reality. There's also the lotus flower, representing purity and enlightenment.
Buddhism uses the lotus too, right?
Yes, the lotus grows in muddy water but blooms clean and beautiful, representing spiritual awakening despite worldly suffering.
These symbols have such deep meaning. What about religious texts? We mentioned some, but can you elaborate?
Sure. The Christian Bible has the Old Testament, shared with Judaism, and the New Testament about Jesus and early Christianity.
And the Quran for Muslims.
Yes, Muslims believe the Quran is the direct word of God revealed to Muhammad. There's also the Hadith, which records Muhammad's sayings and actions.
What about Hindu texts?
Hinduism has many sacred texts. The Vedas are ancient scriptures. The Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical dialogue. The Upanishads contain spiritual teachings.
And Buddhist texts.
The Tripitaka contains the Buddha's teachings. Different Buddhist traditions have additional texts they revere.
This is so much to learn. How can people discuss religion respectfully, especially when they disagree?
That's such an important question. First, approach conversations with humility. Recognize that you don't know everything.
What else?
Listen more than you speak. Ask questions to understand, not to argue. Avoid making assumptions about what someone believes based on their religious label.
So treat each person as an individual.
Exactly. Not all Christians believe the same things. Not all Muslims practice the same way. There's diversity within every tradition.
What about when discussing differences or criticisms of religions?
You can discuss ideas respectfully, focus on beliefs and practices, not attacking people, and be aware of your own biases.
Can you give an example?
Instead of saying, your religion is wrong, you might say, I understand your tradition teaches this, but I see it differently because...
That's more respectful and opens dialogue rather than shutting it down.
Exactly. And it's okay to say, I don't know enough about that to comment, or can you help me understand?
Admitting ignorance can actually be respectful.
Absolutely. It's better than making uninformed statements.
What about religious conflicts? Why do they happen if religions teach peace?
That's a complex question. Often what looks like religious conflict has political, economic, or ethnic components too.
So religion gets blamed, but it's not the only factor.
Right. Religion can be used to justify conflict, but the causes are usually more complicated. Power, resources, and historical grievances play huge roles.
But religion has inspired violence, hasn't it?
Yes, sadly. Throughout history, people have used religious differences to justify terrible things. But religion has also inspired incredible compassion, charity, and social justice.
So it's complicated.
Very. Religion can bring out both the best and worst in humanity, depending on how it's interpreted and practiced.
What about religion and science? Are they compatible?
Many people believe they are. Lots of scientists are religious. They see science explaining how things work, and religion explaining why things exist and what they mean.
So they answer different questions.
That's one perspective. Others see them as conflicting, and still others see them as completely separate domains.
What do you think?
I think dogmatic religion and science can conflict when religion makes claims about the physical world that contradict evidence. But religion as a framework for meaning and ethics can coexist with scientific understanding.
That's a balanced view. What about conversion? Is it okay to try to convert others to your religion?
That's a sensitive topic. Some religions emphasize evangelism, or spreading their faith. Others don't proselytize at all.
How should people handle conversations about conversion?
If someone wants to share their faith, they should be respectful and accept if the other person isn't interested. No one should be pressured or coerced.
And if someone tries to convert you but you're not interested?
Politely, but firmly, say you're not interested. I appreciate you sharing, but I'm comfortable with my own beliefs.
Good boundary setting. Well, Sarah, this has been such an educational conversation.
It really has. Religion is such a rich topic for learning and understanding.
Let's do our vocabulary review to help everyone remember the important terms we discussed.
Let's review 10 useful words and phrases for discussing religion respectfully.
Number 1, doctrine. This noun means a set of beliefs or principles held and taught by a religious or political group. Religious doctrine refers to the official teachings of a faith.
Number 2, secular. This adjective means not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Secular society means one where religion doesn't dominate public life.
Number 3, sacred. This adjective means connected with God or dedicated to a religious purpose, therefore deserving veneration. Something sacred is holy or spiritually significant.
Number 4, pilgrimage. This noun means a journey to a sacred place for religious reasons. Muslims make pilgrimage to Mecca. Christians might visit Jerusalem.
Number 5, monotheistic. This adjective describes religions believing in one God. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are monotheistic religions.
Number 6, polytheistic. This adjective describes religions with multiple gods or deities. Ancient Greek and Roman religions were polytheistic.
Number 7, denomination. This noun means a recognized branch of a religion. Protestant Christianity has many denominations like Baptist, Methodist, and Lutheran.
Number 8, devout. This adjective means deeply religious and showing strong commitment to faith. A devout Muslim is someone who seriously practices Islam.
Number 9, reverence. This noun means deep respect and awe, especially for something sacred. People show reverence in houses of worship through quiet, respectful behavior.
Number 10, interfaith. This adjective describes interactions between people of different religions. Interfaith dialogue means conversation between different religious traditions.
Those are 10 essential words for discussing religion thoughtfully and respectfully.
So, everyone, we've had such a meaningful conversation about world religions today.
I hope this showed you how to discuss religion respectfully and gave you vocabulary to talk about these important topics.
Now we want to hear from you. We have a question.
Here's our question. What would you like to learn about different religions, or what role does religion or spirituality play in your culture? Share respectfully in the comments.
For example, I'd like to learn more about Buddhist meditation practices, or in my culture, religious festivals bring communities together.
We read every comment and we love learning about different perspectives and cultures.
Don't forget to hit that like button if this conversation helped you understand how to discuss religion in English.
And please subscribe to Unreal English and turn on notifications. We discuss important cultural topics like this regularly.
Share this video with friends learning English or interested in comparative religion. These conversations promote understanding.
Remember, we can disagree about beliefs while still respecting each other as human beings.
Religious literacy helps us understand our diverse world and communicate across cultural boundaries.
Keep learning, keep listening with an open mind, and approach different beliefs with curiosity and respect.
We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, and remember, understanding doesn't require agreement, just respect and openness to learning.